So we'll go in game order, which means unfortunately, pod folks, we have to turn to Paul to start the pod. I promise I will. I promise I will rein him in, and we won't be here for 2 hours. But the first game on the NBA slate, the New York Knicks in the Garden versus the San Antonio Spurs. Mikal Bridges scored a season high 41 points, and the New York Knicks were able to overcome a
I don't want to
42
hear
point.
nothing about his shot ever again.
Can you let me?
You talk about me.
Anyway, the Mikal Bridges scored a season high 41 points, and the New York Knicks overcame a 42-point performance from Victor Wembanyama in a monster Christmas debut to edge the San Antonio Spurs 117 to 114. Wembanyama set a Spurs record for points on Christmas and added 18 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 block shots. The reigning Western Conference Player of the Week also made 6 3-pointers. However, Bridges shot 17 for 25 from the field, 6 for 9 behind the arc to make sure the Knicks had just enough offense to win their 5th in a row and improve to 20-10. Karl-Anthony Towns added 21 points, 9 rebounds. Jalen Brunson scored 20 points. Jeremy Sohan had 20 points and 9 rebounds. Coach Paul, break this game briefly down.
Well, I'll be quick. We're winning the chip, and here's why.
Let's go.
Hey, you on mute, Alan. You on mute. But
I said I knew that was gonna be his first sentence.
Of course. So here's the thing, right? The Knicks have struggled all year. Actually, since we got Tibbs, we struggled with pick and roll, good pick and roll, elite pick and roll tandems. Right. So that's one of the biggest reasons why the Hawks
pick and roll what?
Tandems.
Tandems.
That's one of the reasons why the Hawks beat us in 21, right? The pick and roll was killing the Knicks against in that Spurs game. And Wemby on the whole was killing the Knicks. Cat cannot guard Wemby. Precious Achua did a better job against Wemby, and then OG did an even better job against Wemby. So the foul trouble kind of helped us a little bit. But it was nice to see the Knicks buckle down and on the defensive end and seal a win, because we haven't done that against – I know the Spurs aren't great, but they're decent. And we did that against a decent team. We haven't done that all year, right? So that was the biggest deal. I know people want to make a lot of noise about Mikal Bridges and his 41 points. That was a big game. Mikal Bridges has been the most consistent Knick for the month of December. So, like, he was kind of on track to get back to that level, and he had a breakout game on a national televised game, one of the biggest games of the year, on a Christmas Day game in Madison Square Garden. So, listen, man. We are the most unstoppable offense in the league, right? If we get consistent with the defense, we're winning the chip, and Tom Thibodeau's our coach. So that's all I got to say about it. And as far as the Spurs, Wemby some shooters. We better win the chip this year, because Wemby.
Hey.
Wemby.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Trouble is coming.
All they got to do is get them some shooters. That's it.
He almost understands it now.
Yeah.
Almost understands
I think he does understand it. Like,
he's beginning to understand it.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I still think he takes too much.
He made 6.
Listen, man.
He made 6.
Oh, man. And it was real ones too. They wasn't
that's a fact.
like,
they weren't like
no, that's a fact. But here's the problem. Right?
I know what you're gonna
say. He was 6 for 10, right? That's efficient from the 3-point line.
Efficient from anywhere.
He will never. But hold on. He will never be more efficient from the 3-point line than he will be in the paint, because 7'5".
Wait. He was 6 of 16, not 6 of 10.
I also didn't believe he was 6 of 10.
From the 3-point line?
From the 3-point line, he was completely inefficient.
16. Wow.
16 threes.
He was ultra aggressive. Ultra aggressive.
He started chucking a lot of threes near the end. That's what.
I think I think it was the beginning. He was like 1 of 6 to start the game.
Oh, right.
And
yeah.
then he hit. But that told me something. The way he came out gunning, I was like, he understands it. He was ultra aggressive. He knew he was playing a good team. He knew he was playing against another center that's going to be offensively aggressive, and it worked. He got Cat in some foul trouble. I didn't think Cat was able to dominate games like I've seen him.
He's still taking too many threes.
But Paul, here's where I'll
Cat or Wemby.
Wemby.
Here's Paul. Here's give you credence to your point. It has something to do with his offensive ability. Here's why him taking a lot of threes hurts the Spurs, because there was one aspect of the game that the Knicks dominated that actually was the key to their victory, and you didn't mention it at all. Offensive rebounding.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the reason why that is tied to Wemby's three-point shooting is because that means he's spacing to the three often on offense. He's either the one taking the three, and he doesn't take a lot of corner threes. He takes top and wing threes, a lot of top threes, which means he's not crashing. If he's shooting from the top, he's not crashing. And if he's spaced out to the wing, he's not crashing. And he's the biggest cheat code on the boards. So he dominates, on the boards. He had, what did he have? He had 18 rebounds, but most of those were defensive. He's not crashing, and he's not in the paint boxing when a shot goes up. And that just leaves teams open to offensive rebound, and that was the key to the game. In fact, that was how the last possession went. The last possession, they got a decent look, and there was plenty of time left to get another one, but the Knicks got an offensive rebound, and that was it. Right?
But see the thing, I agree with you, but at the same time, Wemby's going most of the time, the person that shoots a shot is not the one that's getting the offensive rebound, and Wemby's going to be the one shooting the shot most of the time.
Not if you're in the paint, though, to your point, right? So it's if he's shooting a lot of threes, he has no chance to get off his rebound. If you're in the paint, I mean, we see putbacks, tips, rebounding your own shot, the Angel Reese method, if you will.
Yeah, that's a fact. No, that's a fact.
No one.
Say it one more time. I missed
The
it.
Angel Reese method.
I said the Angel Reese method, if you will. Missing and getting your own shot.
I didn't hear you.
No, because you whispered it. That's why no one heard you.
We love you. We love you, Bayou Barbie. Chicago Barbie now. Chi-Town Barbie. We love you.
Get a bag.
He does, but keep going.
She's getting a bag.
Oh
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about on the court.
She has a bag.
Oh,
and it's a Birkin.
Yeah, well, that's a fact.
That's a fact.
Well, yeah. Nah, listen, man. I just can't wait till we play the Celtics. That's all.
Can I tell you your one weakness, though, that another team is going to exploit?
Sure.
That I saw? Transition defense. Because you guys jumped out to a good lead, but in the second half, and it started in the second corner, when the Spurs got stops and started running, their transition points were ever flowing.
That was just that game, though. You're right, but it was just that. I don't think that's a regular thing for them.
That's not a regular, because most games you'll see a lot of transition defense, particularly by Josh Hart, OG, and Mikhail. So I don't know if that was just one game, one-off.
But those two things correlate, right? So, like, that's one thing you leave yourself weak to when you send everybody to crash offensive rebounds is no one's getting back. And so that's what I saw a lot. Whenever the Spurs were actually able to secure defensive rebounds, they were out. They were gone.
Yeah, that's true. Again, one game only, and it's just because that's how they played the Spurs. That doesn't mean that's how they're going to play every other team. They're not going to have that problem with the Celtics. They're not going to have that problem with the 76ers. They're not going to have that problem with most teams. But when you play in a team that has a 7-7 demigod, you got to go crash the boards.
On defense?
I mean,
on offense, like, do you have to crash for offensive rebounds, or you can just
necessarily have
you can concede that the 7-6 demigod is going to get it and get back?
I don't know, because all offensive rebounds with a team like the Knicks also gives them a big advantage, right?
It worked out. It worked out for sure. I think that's just that's one thing I noticed is like when they weren't able to get them, they were not going to be able to get a stop. They could not get back in time.
I don't know if it was the best decision on a team.
Can't hear you, Paul.
Honestly, I think that works out better on a team that doesn't have a true big. Where you can get that easily. But you're right. It's something they shouldn't probably do again in the future, on a team like that.
I agree with you, Farrell. But the Knicks are the Knicks. That's part of their identity. It's been their identity for years. It's not going to change. So,
right.
And it helps us against most matchups in the league.
That's what I'm saying. It will. It just won't work against the Spurs. It's not going to work. It might not work against the Celtics, actually. I said it would, but I don't think it will.
I'm afraid of the Celtics, man.
I'm not afraid of the Celtics, but they have another.
I cannot wait till February.
You don't have to be afraid to recognize an adjustment necessary in order to beat a certain matchup.
I'll tell you this: if Kristaps Porzingis is injured by the time the matchup comes around, that strategy will work.
No, I'm not afraid of Kristaps when we have.
I'm not saying you have to be. Stop talking about fear.
Why you keep talking about fear?
Okay, let me use a different word. Let me use a different word. Kristaps is not Wemby. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, he was. Wait.
Yeah, but not anymore.
And he still can be on any given night.
He's not that tall. Listen.
He's 7'4".
He's 2 inches shorter.
No. He's short. He's much shorter than Wemby.
No, he's not.
All right,
he's like 7'2".
No, he's not.
I'm pretty sure he's somewhere between 7'4" and 7'6".
Listen, Karl-Anthony Towns is leading.
Never been 7'6".
Wemby is legitimately 7'9". I don't care what.
What are you talking about? What are you talking
about? Did you see how much taller he was? That's 7'2".
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
He's not 7'9".
But no, he makes a.
They have Kristaps listed at 7'2". I believe in real life he's 7'4".
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's like 7'1", 7'2". He's just a 7-footer. Like Wemby's a different animal. You understand what I'm saying?
7'4", and no one convince me otherwise.
Cat can't do anything with Wemby, but he can do something with Kristaps. And Cat is leading the league in rebounds.
Let's transition, Alan. What did you think of the fact that the Mikal Bridges heroics? Two things were mostly from the mid range, and also very key. They occurred while Brunson was on the bench for much of the fourth quarter. They didn't bring Brunson back till there was maybe 3.5 minutes left, and Mikal just commanded the offense for that whole time. What kind of luxury is that to have a player that can control your offense and be productive out of the mid range, tough to defend shots, while your star player is on the bench?
I mean, that's what you need, right? And first of all, that was a Christmas gift from the Nets to the Knicks.
Yes, it was. Thank you.
But like,
thank yourself, Ray. You were a part of the trade.
I was.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I went along with the trade. I was part of
that trade. That's a fact. But that's what you need, man. Like, you need another person that could create shots, especially when you're going against a player like Wemby who's at the paint, right? You need someone who could create shots for themselves and get to like the mid range and shoot over people and not get shot stuff because you got a monster down low in the paint. And the Mikal Bridges, like that's what the Knicks got him for, man. Like, I know Paul just said that he was like the most consistent player in December, but like the Knicks fans have not, from what I've seen, the Knicks fans have not been feeling him because he's not giving them that offense that he's been capable of when he was on the Suns and when he was on the Nets.
Casual fans have not been feeling him.
I feel like a lot of people have been kind of mad. It might be casual fans, it might be national fans overall. But overall, I feel like people were just kind of like expecting more from him. And on Sunday, he really showed what he could do. I mean, on Christmas Day, he really showed what he could do. And he's just a good player, man. When he found a shot, and you need that.
Stop doing that bull dive hitch. Whoever was teaching that
I don't know where that came from. Like I said, I think we talked about it before. Me and Paul did, but I think he was just trying to find a different way to affect the game because he knew he was going to be more of a catch and shoot guy in New York. But I'm glad he got over that and like found his shot again and has been playing really well.
I think him getting started early in the game, aggressive as a cutter, was huge because that adds a new dynamic to the Knicks offense. It gives them some motion, it gives them some spacing, it gives them rim threat outside of Cat. So I thought really the key to his game was him getting all those early layups, cutting, and really getting himself into rhythm.
And let me say this too quick. This narrative about, I'm not gonna call it a narrative because I agree with it, but people saying they're shooting too many threes, right? In the NBA.
They hit on Wednesday, so I mean,
no, but it's not. The Knicks are one of the teams that take good threes. Like last night, we played the Magic, and we only shot like 10 threes or something like that, something low, and we won the game.
Only shoot 10 threes.
We didn't shoot a lot of threes at all. Oh, we didn't shoot a lot of threes, and that was the whole narrative about the game. But the Knicks don't depend on the 3-point shot. We just take good shots because we go into
shot 15.
That's very low. That's very low.
And you were 4 of 15.
Yeah, that's a
Damn.
fact. And we won the game. So it's like,
Yeah, one game by a lot too. Huh.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Like,
Magic
come on,
don't have their
impressive.
2 stars. The Magic had nobody out there.
no, of course not. But I'm just saying you could. The point is the Knicks don't depend on the 3-point shot. They only take the shots that are available to them. A lot of teams they try to force the 3-point shot on the game, right? And I think that's the reason why, especially the Knicks Spurs game was so good, is because they were looking for good open shots. They were playing good basketball, and you're gonna have a lot of threes when you have that, but it's not gonna be like bad shots. You understand what I'm saying? That's really the issue with the NBA. It's a bad
So,
shooting.
so then let's move forward
Yeah, I agree with that.
off the in-game breakdown board to the macro point. What do you think about the quality of the game as the initial game of the NBA slate for Christmas Day? You get 2 40-point performances, one from what some may describe as a role player, the other from, I mean, so this is Wemby, right? This is the guy we think is going to be the face of the new soon to be face of the league, the fourth one in 4 years, I would argue. His Christmas debut, he gets San Antonio back on Christmas Day, and he delivers 40 points in the Garden. It looks good. You get a late game heroics from Mikal Bridges. In terms of a first game of the slate on Christmas Day, everyone's just finished their breakfast or their brunch, and they're opening and playing with their presents. What do we think about the quality of that game as a product?
Are you not entertained? No, for real. Are you not entertained? This is what we're talking about. JJ Redick said this recently. He said there's all this talk on Twitter about the negatives about basketball. But then when there's good basketball happening, we are so slow to celebrate it. And it's only niche Twitter accounts with small people like us, right, who actually watch real basketball, who come out and are telling you, this is good basketball. Let me tell you something. That first game with the Knicks versus Spurs, that is good basketball. In fact, most of the games that happened on Christmas Day was good basketball. And I didn't hear a thing about it. Still talking about the ratings. Let me tell you something. That was a good brand of basketball, having 2 40-point performances from high-quality teams with a future face of the league and the team that's going to go on to win the championship. That was a good basketball. That was good shot making. That was good decision making. And it wasn't just a chucking threes because we had mid-range shots, okay? We had good defense for the most part. We had a guy getting 18 boards. That's not easy.
4
And
blocks.
and 4 blocks, by the way. All right. We had a team that last year was a laughing stock. We have role players looking like they could be potential fringe stars right now on the Spurs out of that team. This was good basketball, and I need to hear a little bit more about it. Get excited. This was good entertainment, and we should all be happy about it and celebrate what happened. I don't care that Wemby took 16 threes. He's 7'7". Someone go stop him. He's gonna he can hit that.
Alan, what do you think? Quality of product, style of play. I know that was a big part of our analysis of the quality of the product. What did you think of the style of play in that game? You had 2 ball-dominant point guards who were setting their guys up. You had 2 stretch bigs, and you had wings who were doing some operation. Did that seem like more of a balanced basketball style to you, or did you still see sort of modern trends, but it was just everyone was making their shots, so it looked good?
Yeah, I love the style of play. I think both teams came out and played aggressively, came hard. Pause. Like you said, it was bad. I already said it. Uh, but like they came out like you said, balanced. But my most important thing is they came out playing like through the stars, and like specifically on Christmas Day. It may not be like the proper thing to say, but like I think that's what I want to see on a Christmas Day. When it comes to like NBA basketball, you think on Christmas Day, you want your stars to play aggressive and take it seriously. And that's what Wemby did. He came out and played like he was a star at MSG. He wanted to do what like his predecessors did before him and show out on Christmas Day, especially on the MSG. When it comes to like the quality of the game and like the trends that you're talking about, so before Christmas Day and a couple weeks before that, I was leaning more side like the too much threes things. But as I like started paying more attention to it, when the conversation got bigger and bigger, I'm starting to lean more towards like it's not that there's too much threes in the NBA. It's very much similar to what Paul said. It's just the quality of shots. A lot of teams are taking good 3-pointers, and I think that game that we saw a lot of good shots. I wasn't like mad at much of the threes I saw in like the Knicks Spurs game. Everyone took like pretty good quality shots, and the game was entertaining. It was fun to watch. It was fast paced, and I think it made for great basketball. So that's my opinion on that.
Got it. Moving on